Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the video. In this video, what I've been doing in my videos is doing the build series for the front suspension on the tube chassis. I've got a little bit sidetracked from that lately because I've been working on a CNC plasma cutter and my OCD kicked in and I was not able to work on anything else except that CNC plasma cutter. However, at this point, I have it to where it is able to start cutting some parts. So now, although I'm still going to be working on that, I can get back to working on the front suspension of the Baja. So what I'm going to do is this video, because it's been several weeks since I made a video, and I'm not ready to actually do like episode 5 of the front suspension build, but I'm just going to take you through probably a weekend. This will probably be a Saturday and Sunday video of things that I'm doing to work up to that video. And if you saw episode 4, in episode 4 I had made this lower control arm, and then the next step in my process was to make the lower shock absorber mounting points and then the mounting points up here, because right now this is all just kind of temporarily mocked up. So these lower shock absorber mounting points are what kicked me into working on the CNC plasma cutter, because I knew for a while I wanted to get that going, and I've been getting sick and tired of spending all my time making tabs and whatnot. So this seemed like a good time to do it since I'm in the new shop now and I actually have room. So that's what caused me to start working on the CNC plasma cutter, so that I could use it to cut out the lower shock points, which I did. So what I want to do in this video is burn out the lower shock points, bend them, get them all set, probably tack them onto the lower control arms, and then I also want to tack together the control arm for the other side of the chassis, because I had also mentioned in the other video that I've kind of gone as far as I can with the suspension on the other side, because I'm reaching a point now where I need to get the control arm going over here so that I can start designing things around the steering shaft, because I will have a steering shaft running from the rack and pinion here up to the steering, and that plays a big role with where the shock absorber can go and the upper control arm, because that's going to be in the way of all that stuff. So I need to make sure that I design those around that, and that steering arm is not on the passenger side, it's only on the driver's side. So what I need to do is mock all this stuff up, build this, and then just duplicate all that for the passenger side. So after I plasma cut the shock tabs and get those drilled and formed up, I'm going to put the pieces in the jig here for the other lower control arm. And typically the way I do things usually is in video number 4, when I was making the parts for the lower control arm, I didn't necessarily show it, but I was doubling all those parts. So these are all the internal skeleton components for the other control arm. And also, when I was making all those and plasma cutting the upper and lower plates for that, if we come over here, this is the template that I made for burning these out. And these are, I had made an extra set. So these are the top and bottom plates for the lower control arm. And I also, long time ago, last year, when I was working on some of this, whenever I make tabs, like the tabs for this lower control arm, I made a complete set so that I do have all the tabs that are ready to go for the control arm on this side. So once I tack that arm up, then I can tack these on as well and pretty much have the lower control arm ready to go. So these are, I've already drawn up the tabs for the shock absorbers. This is the cutout showing the cut paths of the plasma cutter. And this is just an actual cutout of the tab itself, so that I can use that hole there, so I can center my, that's where the shock absorber's bolt is actually going to go through. Either way. But before I do that, I need to check on the dog, because we don't have fences up or anything, and he likes to come out here and just wander all over the place. What are you tapping at the back door for? Come on inside. You should be hanging in the garage with me. You're always wanting to be let back in. Let's go. All right, so we take our templates here, go up my super steep stairs, and here is the plasma cutter. Remember, this is just the second day that I'm making cuts with it, so it's all temporary. You can see I've got cables and vacuum cleaners, everything run everywhere for this right now. But so far it is working. I'm running it on an older system right now. This is running on a Windows XP tower running Mach 2. But for this video, I'm just gonna briefly show you the plasma cutter. Once I get it a little bit dialed in, I will have videos where I show you guys how I made it with, you know, dimensions and all that stuff, and I'll go over the software and hooking all that software up. There'll probably be 2 or 3 videos going over that with links to the components, things like the rails and the ball screws and the stepper motors and the software that I go with and all that. I'm not quite ready for that yet because I'm still learning this machine a little bit, but as soon as I figure it out, which I think will be a week or 2, I'll set all that stuff up so that you guys can build this if you want to. But either way, these are the shock brackets. I've already cut 2 of them out, but now that I have this machine, I'm going to cut out the other 2 so that I'll have them for both sides. So what I need to do is cut 2 more of these out. Alright, so now I've got all 4 of the shock brackets plasma cut out. The plasma cutter it's working well. I mean, it's good about cutting out the shapes. What I'm struggling with right now is the actual plasma cutter that I bought was a pretty inexpensive one on Amazon, and I think its quality is pretty low. And by the way, some of you guys are going to see that plasma cutter and want to see what it's made out of. In the description, I'll put a link to most of the parts that I purchased to make that. But I'm having a lot of slag or dross that I can't get rid of, which isn't the end of the world because I can clean that off, but I feel like it should be cutting a little bit cleaner, and it does terrible plunge cut. A plunge cut is where you just take the head to a piece of steel and you just blast right through. It'll do that, but the hole that it makes is real inconsistent. So I haven't got it to the point yet where it is cutting out holes and all that stuff for me, but I'll get it there eventually. And even if I can never get it there with the plasma cutter that I bought, if at some point I need to upgrade to a better plasma cutter, I will. But it's working. I mean, it cut out all 4 of these, and they're all exactly the same, and you know, it's not super duper fast right now because I'm still kind of setting things up, but once I get it set up, it'll be good. But anyways, what I have to do now is when I draw these up in CAD, I mark my holes where I want the bolts to go through. And so what I'm going to do now is just transfer this little hole onto the metal with a center punch, and then just drill it out. I would have to drill it out either way. I would never just use a plasma cut hole for the bolt because that's too rough, but I was hoping I could use the plasma cutter to give myself like a 3/8 inch hole and then run through that with a 1/2 inch, because this is gonna be a 1/2 inch hole. But for now, I still gotta do it a little bit old school, but that's not the end of the world. Alright, now I've got these shock brackets burned, cleaned, drilled, and bent, ready to go. So I'm going to take one pair of them over here. I'm going to take this was my mock-up bracket. I'm going to take that out of there, bolt these in place, and make sure that everything kind of lines up like it's supposed to on the lower control arm. Alright, so there we go. That is just lightly bolted in place, but it's flush with the leading edge here, which is where it will go. It kind of comes down here, then they both kick out. They kick out just enough to clear the opening there. And remember, this has this 1/4 inch thick kind of spine that runs through here, connects to here. So I'm trying to run this down pretty close to where that runs, and then it just kicks out here to spread a little bit of the load to the outside. And then having it kick like this also gives these little tabs a lot of stability that way. So I'm really happy with that. I like the way that it looks. It cleared everything like it's supposed to, even these little holes, so that I can get tack welds of the top plate into the 1/4 inch plate. That's the 1/4 inch spacers that are running through there. So now that I got those ready to go, I'm going to set up the jig and throw the pieces in there for the next control arm. Tack that up as much as this one is and get the control arm going on the other side. Alright, now I've got the second control arm all jigged up in place. I'm happy with all that. I don't have any issues with anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and just tack this in place. And then I'm going to grab one of the top plates, tack that in place. Then I'll pull it off the jig, flip it around, and tack the other one in place. All right, well, that was about a day and a half worth of work, but well worth it. Let's look at what we've got here. We made and then tacked in place the lower shock mounting tabs, which I'm really happy with the way that those turned out. So I'm super stoked about that. They're just tacked in place right now because this whole lower control arm is tacked, and this is tacked just so that as I'm actually cycling this and getting the travel that I want, there's a small chance I may need to move this in or out a little bit, so I didn't want to solid weld this. And at the same time we were doing all that, we assembled the lower control arm for the other side, and then we put the shock mounting brackets on there, and then I put the shock absorber on. There's nothing made up at the top here yet. This stuff is all just kind of laying up there in a partially mocked up. This one's not mocked up at all, but the other one does have a little bolt holding it up in there. I need to put the one-piece front end on there so I can see how much clearance I have, and then I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the upper shock mounting point, and then I need to actually cycle the suspension with, I need to carefully calculate what my full droop needs to be and what full compression is going to be so that I can set the shock absorbers up in the correct location. That's actually going to be the next actual front suspension build video, is when I figure all that out and make that the shock mounting portion. And unfortunately, I think this bar here is actually going to have to come out and then down a little bit, which kind of sucks because I'll lose a lot of strength, but in all honesty, I need most of my strength up at the shock mounting location, and I really think that this bar here is going to be too much in the way of the lower control arm, and I don't want to sacrifice any of the lower control arm. So I'll probably, once I have the one-piece front end on there, kick this up a little bit to give me a little bit more clearance through there. And I also have the Seiko rack ordered so that I can actually install my steering shaft, because that's another thing that the upper control arm needs to make sure that it clears. It's nice when you can start bolting pieces on, because then it's a little bit more motivating when you're actually working on it and the project is kind of coming together and looking a little bit more like a project. So that's fun and exciting. For a day and a half worth of work in order to get this much progress done, that feels really good, very exciting. Didn't really learn anything in this video. This video was really just me tinkering around in the shop. However, I am pretty much set up now for build video number 5, so that's the next thing that I'll be working on. So hopefully you guys taking something away from this video, and hopefully I see you on the next one. Take care.